Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday morning to everybody. This is the day the Lord has made. We came to rejoice and to be glad in it. Are you awake? Are you alive? Are you aware? Have you had some time to stretch out your body, to have a little bit of water? I'm having my lemon tea, water tea this morning in a Beauty and the Beast Disney cup. It's very masculine. I feel my machismo arising. Amen, somebody. A little gargle. Happy Friday to everybody. Get some joy on your face. Get some love in your heart. This is our Fully Awake 365 devotional. It is fabulous, fantastic, Freaky Friday. Glad you're here today. And this is a new month for us. It is February, and we are talking about redefining our spiritual practice. We're going to talk on that today as well. Also, this is the beginning of Black History Month, and so we certainly want to be cognizant of that as well. Before we jump in today, I want to give you a little bit of joy. The joy of the Lord is my strength. It comes in very different ways. He told me that he would be listening this morning, but he's at work, so he can't be watching. So our song this morning is a shout out to Reverend David Michael Searcy, who is one of our favorite peoples at Spirit and Truth Sanctuary. See if you recognize this old song this morning. Last little part. Get us out from under. Anybody remember that phrase back in the 70s? Get us out from under, Wonder Woman. I was a child, but I remember people talking about get us out from under. All right, talk to us. Who got in there first?
I wish we could have had like a contest of who could have gotten it in those first few bars before. Let's see. A lot of people. My list is growing. Dr. Sharonda, Sherby, I think that's Miss Bobby, Mary, Naomi Harris. And then over on YouTube, let's see, Miss Verna, Margie. Go, Margie. Margie's Wonder Woman today.
Wonder Woman. Anybody remember her spinning around and the big lightning bolt kind of thing coming through? And I love it. She's Wonder Woman in your satin tights, fighting for your rights. Wonder Woman can stop a war with love. Look at that. Look at that feminine.
Oh, I missed Jen. Don't let me miss somebody. Sorry about that. Miss Jen.
Yay, Wonder Woman. So it was obviously a giveaway because the first line is Wonder Woman. So if you couldn't guess it, just listen to the words. But yeah, thanks for playing this morning. Hopefully that brought a little joy to everybody. All right, before we jump into our devotion for today, let's grab our prayer of surrender. It's right there on page 3 of your devotional. Let's read. Spirit of truth, carry me where you will, bring to me what you will, take from me what you will, awaken in me what you will. The Christ man is around me, the Christ mind is in me, the Christ power flows through me, and the Christ mystery exists as me. I believe it, I perceive it, and now I receive it. I am surrendered. Amen. So it is. So today's devotion is a little different. It's a piece. It's part 2 of a 3-part that I did. I wrote a piece for one of my classes at Emory, and they actually posted it to the Emory website, or to the blog. The Community Scholars blog is what they called it, I think. And so my my professor asked my permission to do that. And I said, of course. And she was wanting us to think about spirituality during a pandemic or different ways to keep a spiritual community connected. And so I wrote a little piece and they ended up posting it. But I wanted to share, this was just kind of the middle, kind of the meat of the paper that I wrote for it. And so what we're imagining is different ways to connect with God. And so challenge your mind this morning to be open. Probably most of you already do many of these things, but it's just a good reminder that we don't just connect to God in one way. We don't just kneel on our knees. We don't just close our eyes. We don't just take a communion wafer or drink some wine. We don't just, put on our best suit and attend a Sunday morning service. We don't just lift our hands, okay? There are so many ways to connect to God and to stay connected to our spiritual community, even in a time of pandemic and a time when weather is bad, or maybe as we grow older, we don't like to drive as much. There are still ways for us to stay connected. Look, if you will, so the affirmation today, I'll give you one just off the top of my head. It's just the first line. A new day demands a new way. A new day demands a new way. Listen to the first line. Resistance to change and resentment to the unfamiliar, liminal or transitional spaces of darkness can sentence us to a lifelong wilderness of transition. Meaning when we resent the change, that resentment and that resistance keeps us in that weird transitional space longer than we have to be. When we embrace it, go with it, and when somebody moves our cheese, when somebody changes something on us, we can either resist it, or we can say, "Hey, I'm open. Let's see if we can do this in a new way." Do you know that most things that we celebrate are not born in the light? They're born in the darkness. Whether it's a child being incubated or gestated in a mother's womb, or whether it is a beautiful flower that's beneath the ground. Most beautiful things that we enjoy are not being birthed or gestated in light. It is in darkness. It is in a liminal, transitional space. All right, look at down a couple of lines. It just says a liminal, and in the surrender, when you surrender to the changes, the transitional or liminal spaces go as quickly as they come. As my spiritual community, come on, Spirit and True Sanctuary, has reimagined our rituals of gathering, worship, and connection, we have uncovered new ways of worship. Listen to our new ways of worship, Spirit and Truth. We worship with sacred laughter. Hello, I learned to drink out of the Beauty and the Beast cup. Yeah, that's a sacred moment. Don't take that as lightly. That brings joy into your life. That's a way that we connect with our soul. By observing nature. Yesterday, I came home from work and it was raining, and I called into my family. I said, "Come out as quickly as you can. There's something in our driveway." There were three, they were huge. I thought they were cranes or egrets, stork or something at first. 3 wild turkeys in my highly congested residential area. 3 big old wild turkeys just walking around, doing their thing, letting us look at them. I thought, what a beautiful moment just to observe nature. What about stillness, mindfulness, stepping out into that divine observation, that place of awareness and awakeness? They've all become part, whether we say it each week or not, they're part of our new worship rituals and redefining our spiritual practice. One way that we also show joy is in the mornings when we wake up and we all have to get up and relieve our bladder. We've been holding something we've been refusing to pay the water bill, trying to sleep. We get up and we say, "Thank you. Thank you that my kidneys are working this morning." We call it the PP prayer. God, if I have nothing else to be thankful for this morning, thank you that water is flowing to me and through me. Yeah, there's always little ways to redefine our spiritual practice, even in gratitude. Let's see. Look at the last or second to last line at the first paragraph. It says, reimagining connection with the divine is nature, laughter, and urination. It may seem profane, at least mundane, but the truth is, God is not as holy and austere as we were trained or conditioned to believe. God desires, think about having a friend that you love and you never told a joke. You never laughed at a line from a comedian that you thought was funny, but everything with that friend or that companion was, "Oh, holy art thou, oh Randy, oh LaDonna." Yeah, that would get old after a while, wouldn't it? And so think about, if we are made in God's image and likeness, maybe God desires laughter as well. Jesus talked about laughter. We know that laughter is like a good medicine. It's a good cure for the soul. All right, look down the last sentence. It says, blessed are the flexible, for they are not broken, not even in the midst of a global pandemic. You can either resist it, resent it, talk about spiritual warfare, or you can say, hey, we learned to connect in a morning devotion. There's many ways that we learn to adjust our ways of connection as we want to gather spiritually. Worship does not have to be seen as monolithic. There's not one way. There's not one specific way to approach God. It's all worship. It's all good. And it's all God. All right. The last little piece that we'll talk about today is fasting. And I know we're almost out of time, and so I'll be quick with this. But sometimes we get a real heaviness around fasting. We fast food. We fast the radio. We fast television. We fast chocolate. We fast sexual activity. All these things. But Isaiah asked us the question, and this is who Jesus quoted Isaiah when he said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He's anointed me to preach tidings of good, of cheer, of joy, release to the prisoner." What if it's not just released to those who are actually imprisoned behind a cell? What if you're imprisoned in your mind? What if you're imprisoned in seriousness? What if you are in the bondage of heavy worship, heaviness? I will give you a spirit of joy for a garment of heaviness, or the garment of praise for a spirit of heaviness. Yeah. Sometimes we have a broken spirit. We don't realize it because we're so heavy all the time. It's okay to be heavy. It's okay to feel when Tyree Nichols is slain. It's okay to feel that, but not to carry it for a lifetime. We should feel it. We should feel it. We should be aware of it. We should be awake to what's happening around us. We don't have our heads in the sand for the need for social justice and change, systemic change. We know that. We're aware of that. Also, we're aware of our need to laugh at times. Do you know that on one of Dr. King's birthdays, he had all this on him? He was trying to pass the civil rights legislation. He was worried about one of the marches. He had just gotten out of prison, and it was his birthday. And Zernona Clayton, who is very famous to us in Atlanta, she's the founder of the Trumpet Awards. It's a street name for Zernona Clayton. She's is an amazing civil rights icon. She brought a birthday cake to him, and while she was bringing the birthday cake to him, they were trying to tell him jokes and lighten his. And finally, in the moment of his heaviness, he smiled a little bit. Can you imagine the weight that was on him as a young man dealing with the weight of the world on his shoulders? Doesn't mean that he wasn't aware. Doesn't mean that he wasn't awake to the issues that were facing him. It just meant that he and those around him realized, for us to be our best, we also have to have a little joy. When you get compassion fatigue, the care becomes diseased. If the caregiver is diseased, the care becomes diseased. And so we choose at Spirit and Truth not to fast food as much, not to fast music or laughter. We choose to fast fasting. And in that fasting, we choose to be joyful. We choose to reach out. And so when we see someone in need, our care for them, okay, is not diseased. It's not calloused. It's not heavy. Our care is joy. It is love. And that's really what we want to focus on, is being able to care for our neighbor. Look at the very last sentence. It just says, "Is my hunger pleasing to God more than my love for humanity?" Yeah, even on Martin Luther King's holiday every year, it says this isn't a day off, it's a day on. We're not fasting doing something. We're choosing to be mindful. We're choosing to reach out. We're choosing to be inclusive. As Dr. King would talk about the beloved community. I could go all morning with that. All right, we got to let you guys go. Happy Friday to everybody. So hopefully today you garnered, you gathered, you gleaned something about worshiping in a new way, worshiping God in different ways, and connecting to your spiritual community in a way. There's not a specific prayer today, but my prayer for you is that we would be open to new ways of divine connection with our source and with those around us. Amen to that. All right, obviously I wrote this piece, and so you don't have to have a big guess. I did want to give you a quick announcement. Sunday, I think it's going to be an interesting day of teaching. We're going to talk about the 7 laws of vibration. I'm excited about that. I've been kind of studying through it some this week and excited to bring it to our spiritual community. The 7 laws of vibration. That's this Sunday. We're looking forward to that. Have a great day today. Don't resist the rain. Just enjoy that the rain is washing all the dirt away, all the dust, and we're going to come out fresh and new. Have a great day, Spirit and Truth Sanctuary. We love you. Go in peace.